The sponsor of today's interview is College Soccer's Next. College Soccer's Next is the #1 college soccer recruiting service focused on helping aspiring prospective student athletes achieve their dreams of playing college soccer. Some of the services that they're able to provide, I got to read them off the list, include a college soccer mentor who's gone through the recruiting process firsthand, a strength and conditioning coach, a sports nutrition coach, a professional highlight video editor, as well as a personal evaluation and strategic proven plan of action, as well as much, much more to make your dreams of playing college soccer turn into a reality. Book your free consultation call today down in the description at collegesoccersnext.com. Take your first steps at earning your college soccer scholarship today. Enjoy the episode, folks. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Kickball Podcast, a part of A-Ball Media. Today, we have a very special guest of UCF's men's soccer team, Anderson Rosa. He is one of the left backs, listed as a left back, but just so much more than what that position I feel like would really entail. A guy who's able to work his way in space in the offensive, create scoring chances, but also be able to provide support on the defensive end to a point where he's had notice from many MLS clubs, Colorado Rapids drafting him last year in the second round. Anderson, how are you doing, my man?
Good, man. Thank you very much for having me. An honor. I have watched some of the podcasts. Some of my friends have been here, so I have watched a little bit. But yeah, very excited, and let's get going.
No, likewise. I mean, it's a pleasure to be able to have you. Like I was saying before. I mean, I want to have you on for a little while. Finally getting around to it now. And right in the middle of, or right before the Sun Belt tournament, I know it's going to be huge for you guys. I mean, tell me about the dogfight that this conference has been. I mean, last year it felt like there was more of a separation between you guys and the top teams. Now I feel like I mean, every team in this tournament, really looks phenomenal. Everyone 1 through 8. Tell me a little bit about that this year.
Yeah, man. I think the Sun Belts, with all respect to every conference, I think with the ACC is the top two conference in the country.
Yeah. Mhm.
Last year we had 5 teams in the NCAA at the end of the year, so very very competitive. Last year we finished second. We could have won the conference, but in the last game we lost to JMU, and then Marshall won the conference. And then this year we didn't really start very well, but we worked our way through, and now we're third seed. We're going to Marshall this weekend to play James Madison in the quarterfinals. So very excited. It's a very, very difficult conference. You know, there's no easy games. We play Old Dominion, or we just played Coastal Carolina, who didn't even make it to the postseason, and it was a really, really tough game. So every game is a war. Every team is good. Every team is competitive. So it's a very good conference for you to build your team and your abilities as a player as well.
No, I agree. And to talk about some of the other Sun Belt games, I know the match that was before Coastal Carolina was South Carolina. And you look at a 4-0 result and you don't watch the game, you think that UCF dominated, but that it was very tight for 80
Exactly.
minutes and then ended up pulling away a little bit. I know you had a goal in that match too, but I mean, tell me about if you wouldn't mind, give me a few words about that match as well.
First off, we had a little bit of chip on our shoulder because they knocked us out last year in the quarterfinals at home, and it was also senior night. So I'm a senior. Some of my friends on the team, best friends, are seniors as well. We have a group of 5 guys of seniors, and we were like, "There's no chance. Our last game at home will be a loss." So we went to everything we could. It was a very difficult game. To begin with, we had an early goal. I think 15 minutes early goal. We could take possession of it, but wasn't easy. First half was 1-0, even though we were early goal. And the
Mhm.
second half, after my goal, they went to press us a little bit, and then we had more space, and we could finish third and fourth goal. But that's like you said, when people just see the score, oh, it's a blowout, 4-0, easy game. But it's not like that. It's not like that. It was a very difficult opponent. South Carolina has a very good team, so yeah, it was a very difficult game.
And so if you wouldn't mind, I want to ask you a little bit about with these press situations too. I mean, we talked briefly about, you play this left back position, but it's not it's not the way that UCF plays you and the way that you fit into the scheme, it's not typical. So where do you end up fitting into these press situations where you see that you have a little bit more space if you want to work one-on-one, but what does that look like for you, your mindset on the pitch?
Yeah, it basically depends on how the team presses us. Sometimes I'll drop low and help with the build up. Sometimes if they don't need me, I'll just go higher or drop into midfield and play like as a 6 or 8. So
Mm,
it basically depends on how the team presses us. So we watch a lot of film and see how they press normally. Obviously the team will adapt to us and we adapt to the opponent as well.
mm.
So yeah, it depends. And then when we have the ball, I have a lot of freedom. The coaches give a lot of freedom to me. They know the capacity I have to attack. So I'm always in the last third of the field, and that's where I love to be.
And that's something. I mean, I know I watched it from afar, at least with the Colorado 2 team, and even the first team as well, which I feel like is not too far away from you, to be completely honest. But I mean, they love being able to work their way in and around with these college guys who've been in different systems, but are versatile and are able really not to just fit into that one particular hole of a position. And I think that really was a perfect fit. I was watching that and I was like, it makes a lot of sense. They did their homework on you. That's
Yeah,
how I thought when I saw the selection.
yeah, I,
Um,
I agree.
but in any case, though, too, I mean, what is the feeling of this team moving forward into this tournament? I mean, I still feel like, watching these last two games, closing out the regular season with 2 wins, despite that, there still is that chip on their shoulder for the Knights. Tell me about that if I'm right on that.
Yeah, you're 100% right, man. It's a team that we know what we are able to do,
Mhm.
and we also know that we haven't done what this team can do, if that makes sense. So we know that this team can achieve higher level of playing soccer. So like the South Carolina game,
Sure.
that was a great game for us. We played well, we had the ball, we dominated. That's how we like to play. But some games we play like that, but we don't win. So it's more like how we capitalize those moments when we get forward and we have chances, how to score the goals, and how to make it count at the end of the day when you check the scoreboard, you know. So yeah, man, this team, everyone works hard every day. We used to say that we have the starters and have game changers, no bench players, so which is very cool because sometimes the game is tough and people come from the bench and they change the game for us. You look back at the Kentucky game, we're losing 1-0, and then a guy who comes from the bench give us an assist to another guy who came from the bench, and it's 1-1.
Right.
And then at the end of the game, I give an assist to the same guy who scored, Drew Handsome. So he also came from the bench. So he scored 2 goals coming from the bench. Obviously, you have the Luca Dorado, who is a great striker. But sometimes it's not his day, and someone else come to his spot and does the homework. So it's a team that everyone works hard. The guys from the bench, as I said, game changers, and then the starters as well. Sometimes we feel bad people don't travel. It's soccer, man. You have to work with that and live with selection stuff. But the guys who don't travel also give us full confidence, full supports, and it's very cool. It's literally a family, I would say.
I mean that there's no other better situation I think in that point, both with the guys who are really able to get into those matches and make those differences, but to have the support from the guys who may not get that much time, but I mean, like you're saying, the family dynamic is the
Yeah,
family component is huge.
exactly. It is. It
And
is.
there's another thing that I like to say too. I've been saying this, I feel like a little bit more, considering guys like you of the quality of teams I'm really talking to. But I mean, you look at a starting 11, I like using a starting 15. You being able to have these guys that come in. And I know that's something that you've heard before. This isn't the first time that I'm saying this, that you're hearing this, but I always love that saying with these kinds of teams who, nationally recognized, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. I agree totally. It's basically what I said. There's the starters and then there's the game changers. We don't have bench players. Everyone is there to help and give us support and confidence to go and win games.
So, I mean, I want to get into your story now too. I want to give you the space to talk about your journey in as much detail as you're willing to give me. I'm here for every bit of it. So, starting from your first memories of footballing, tell me, how we've gotten to this point as a senior year at UCF.
Yeah, so I'm originally from Brazil, Salvador, Bahia. It's the northeast of Brazil. Um, and I used to play, in Brazil, you are born and your parents give you a soccer ball. That's all you have. It doesn't matter if you're a boy or a girl, they give you a soccer ball and go enjoy it. And also, when I was young, I used to go with my dad to watch him play pickup every Saturday. He used to play like 5:30 in the morning, and I would love to wake up at 5 to go watch my dad play.
Yeah.
So he would play pick up with his friends, and then between times, like when they had a water break or something, I would go up to the field and he would come and play with me a little bit too. On the weekends, I would go to the stadium to watch my team play with my dad as well. So my first memories are always with my dad.
Yeah.
Obviously we have friends who play with, but my dad is the main person for me to get into football. So so yeah, and then I started playing seriously when you not seriously, but like actually playing when you're six. When I was six, I joined a academy, school, basically a school academy. It wasn't a pro academy yet, but like you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I joined them, played for like 3 years. Then they closed. I went to another team, played for another 3 or 4 years, I think. And then I joined Vitoria, who is our first team division, their academy. I was 13 maybe when I joined them, 12, I think. Yeah, 12, 13 when I joined them. And then I played there for 4 years. They released me. So I went to another team. It's a smaller team also in Salvador. All of these in my city. So I went to another team called Jacuipense. They are like fourth division, but I went to the academy, which is like power three in Bahia, in my states.
Okay.
So I joined them, and then a year there, I had received the offer to come to the US for high school. I went to Monverde Academy. So the head coach at the time, Mike Potempa, was in Brazil, and he saw me playing, and then he offered me full scholarship. I came to the US, not know English, without my parents, a 15-year-old boy, not knowing English, not knowing the culture. It was very pretty complicated, tough decision, but I used to say that tough decisions have to be made.
Yeah.
So yeah, I came here when I was 15, and then joined Monverde Academy my sophomore year of high school, did my sophomore year, junior year, and then your junior year, you start receiving college offers. But when you come from Brazil, you just think of pro life. You don't really know what college soccer is, to be honest with you, in Brazil. So my junior year or my sophomore year, just had in my mind, I'll go pro, I'll go pro, I'll go pro.
Right.
And then my junior year, you start talking to people in the high school. They're like, Anderson, yes, you have to have the mentality of going pro, but college is also a great pathway for you. I was like, okay, I'll start looking into it. And also you start seeing like the seniors leaving to college and see how they are doing, see how's the level. Like, oh, okay, might be an option.
Yeah.
And then my senior year, I just had a bunch of offers. And then I visited Chapel Hill was my first visit. UNC Chapel Hill was my first visit. And then I visit UVA. And then when I came back from UVA, man, to be honest with you, I was ready to commit. I was like, I'll go to one of these two. I had more offers, but I was ready to commit. Like, to be honest, it's very boring visiting schools because all you want to see is the soccer parts,
Yes,
you
of
know.
course.
But
Yeah.
but they want to show you around, and obviously it's their job to show you around the school, all the facilities, and you're like, I just want to see the stadium where I'm gonna play, when I'm gonna train. But so
Yeah.
yeah, then I was like, no, I'm ready to commit. I would think about it between these two. And as soon as I got back from UVA, I'm in my room in the high school, and Jamie Davis, he was the assistant coach here. He left. He's now at UNF, North Florida. He texts me, hey, because in my junior year, going back a little bit, my junior year, he used to text me. They really liked me and stuff. But as I was still a junior, they got a left back because I couldn't go. So when I'm coming back from UVA, he texts me, hey, Anderson, our left back just left to Arizona, had family issues or whatever. He's not coming back, and you are our first option. You want to come on a visit? And I had just hang up the phone with my high school coach saying, oh, I'm ready to commit or whatever.
Right.
And then I'm like, yeah, sure. So me and Luca Dorado, the striker here, we are roommates in Moverde. And he also had the offer from UCF. So
Got
like,
it.
yeah, sure,
Okay.
let's go together and visit it. So we came on a visit, and it's like 45 minutes from here, the high school. So he came on a visit, and then man, I fell in love. The teammates were like they brought us in like we are already part of the team, even though we are just visiting. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like it was very cool, man, to see the way they treated us. They made a barbecue for us. The coach was super nice, and it's Orlando. Like
Mhm.
obviously now you see, like I love the warm, the weather and stuff. But now I'm going to Colorado soon, and I'll be freezing there. But I knew that like
Right.
where that if I could choose, I wanted to be somewhere where like I would feel welcome and I'll feel good about myself. Because every time that someone asks me advices about like college, I say pick a place that, knock on wood, you're not gonna play how you're feeling.
Okay.
Because if you for some reason you get injured or the coach doesn't put you for some reason, how are you feeling outside of soccer? And for me, Orlando is a great place to be. The weather is more likely with Brazil and stuff. So like I felt really good in here. So I went back to my high school, and then I had these three schools in my mind: UVA, Chopper Hill, and UCF. And I was like, all right, uh, give me like a week, and then I don't want to talk about it. Don't not talk to me about college. If you ask me, I'm not gonna answer because really it was my senior year. It was right before COVID hits,
Right.
2020. And then I was like, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, blah, blah, blah. And so, yeah. And then a week after, me and Luca were roommates, obviously, we were talking. And then I was like, man, I'm going to UCF. And then he's like, yeah, me too. And then I was like, great, amazing. And then, yeah, we came. And then I called them my back and I said, oh, I want to come, you commit to UCF. And then it's just like you relief, like they have like so much weight in your back of like, where should I go? Where should I not go? And obviously you have mentors in life and advisors. You talk to people, and most of the advices I got was like, wherever you go, don't look back. Dive as like it was the only option you had. You know, you chose UCF. Stop thinking, what if I went to this place? What if I thought I went to this place? So I fully did that. And then unfortunately, COVID hits. That was 2020. COVID hits. So I had to go back to Brazil. But luckily, I would say, they didn't have the fall season in my freshman year because of COVID. Only ACCs had the season.
Hmm.
And before we are in the AAC, the American Athletic Conference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So was stuck in Brazil, borders were closed, couldn't come back. And then in December, me and Luca flew to Panama. We had to do quarantine there for 14 days.
Mm.
And then we came to the US, and then we joined UCF in January of 2021 in the spring. And then we had the actual season to be, luckily again, we had the season in the spring. They were supposed to be in the fall. We had in the spring a full season, normal season. And that was my first season at UCF, was in the spring of 2021. So
So
that's,
they so they if they don't if they play that season in the fall, you and Luca aren't there.
no, we're not there. Yeah.
Man. And that would have set the both of you back.
Uh-huh.
Damn. So
So
yeah.
we go here, and then that was our first year. So when you check the roster and everything, they say fifth year,
Uh,
but it's my fifth season, but I only be here for 4 years.
oh, so it's not your fifth year, it's your fifth season, but
It's
you've
my
been
fifth season being
right,
4 years.
okay.
Yeah, because we
Gotcha.
played 2021, we played the spring, and then we played the fall as a normal season,
Right.
because
Yeah.
in
Okay.
2020 we didn't have the season, we played in the spring of 2021.
And so you're younger than most fifth year guys
Yeah,
who
exactly.
are actually
Yeah,
fifth
I'm
years,
22.
right?
I'm 22.
There you go.
I
Yeah.
turn 20, I turn 23 next week in Wednesday.
Oh, happy birthday then. I'll give you the actual birthday. I'll text you. I'll text you happy
All
birthday.
right, all right.
Happy early birthday, brother.
So yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy. I God had everything prepared. Like, well, it was amazing. Like we go here and in our first season in the conference as freshmen,
Mhm.
we won the conference regular season, and then we won the tournament of the conference as well. Crazy, man. And then I was all rookie team. I was in the first team as a freshman.
Mhm.
We went to the NCAA. Then we lost in the round of 16 to Pitt that year. Yeah, but that year was insane, man. Just getting to see, what was college like, the first impression, like the level and everything.
Mm.
It's a different world, in high school, in our high school at least, we had like dorm parents. So like you have to get out of the dorm at 7:20. They're like, hey, 7:20, you have to get out. College, you on your own. It's real life already. If you wake up, you wake up. You don't wake up, unlucky. You don't go to class, you're not going to train, you have to pay
Yep.
fines and whatever. So yeah, man, crazy. But everything worked out. And then yeah, now I'm here.
Yeah. No, and first team, second team appearance after appearance each season though too. I mean, it's been a great place for you though too. But I gotta ask, I mean, I look at some guys who, maybe this doesn't, maybe this specific situation doesn't apply so much, but I see some guys that hop around to a few teams until they finally get their opportunity with their one. And you having been here for 5 seasons, that's commitment to this program. What has kept you here, aside from your first visit year after year?
um I had in my mind that I wanted to go to a place where I could make history. I had always that in my mind when I was like thinking about where to go. And then, as I said, I had different visits. UVA, had Pitt, I had offers on Pitt. You visited Chapel Hill, but all these places are like very big already. They have the history. They already won the nationals. They already won everything. And UCF was coming into the map, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
not a lot of people used to talk about UCF, you know. And then I was like, no, I want to go to a place where like I'll be someone like who would make the difference. So like in my first year, so like UCF they had won like two regular seasons in a row,
Mm.
but they lost both times the tournament of the conference to SMU. And then when I got here, boom, we won the conference
First
and
team.
the tournaments. We beat SMU in the semis and then we beat Tulsa in the final.
Mm.
So first year we won both. So like one history already made.
Yeah.
And we changed conference. So UCF is now Big 12, but as they don't have men's soccer, we have so we came to the Sun Belts.
Mm.
I'm there. First year in the Sun Belts, I'm there. I'm the captain of the team. So another one. Now, I just last game, I don't know if you saw, I set 75 games for the program.
Oh,
Number one in the school now, 75 games. So I played every single game since I got here, and I started all of them. So I was starting the 75 games. So another real history. Last year we're number one in the country.
yep.
None of UCF athletics, not only soccer, no nobody UCF
Ever.
athletics
Ever.
has ever done that. So another one. So I was like, yeah, man, I really made a little bit of history in this place. So like that's what I wanted to do. And then last year after I got drafted, I was like, I think I still have something to give it. You know, it's so you don't think only about the stats or how many goals I have, how many games I have, how many assists, but like you feel like you still owe a little because they gave me so much, man. Like so much, like all this process I was telling you about COVID in Brazil, they calling me every day, like how you been? Unfortunately, the borders are closed, blah blah blah. But how are you? We are here for you. And you're just like, yeah, man, they really care about me. And the same is here, like it's not only about football. They're asking you how your classes are going. They are giving you every support they can. So I really like this place. To be honest, I love UCF. If um, I'm here, this is my last season, and then that's what I said in my senior year, my senior week or my senior nights. I mean, there's no way I was losing that last game at home.
Yeah.
Luckily, God gave me a goal too. We won the game 4-0. Couldn't close better at home. But now going to the postseason, it's a whole another tournament. The record is 0-0 for everyone. So we're going for another one.
And I mean, you want to talk about creating the history with this program? I mean, I think that's exactly what not only you, but the rest of this team over the last 5 seasons, yeah, I mean, really since COVID, this has been one of the premier, I think, college soccer programs. And I know you would agree with me on that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then we're not talking about like teams who actually play the game of football, who
Yes.
likes
Yes.
the ball, likes the possession, to
Mhm.
keep the ball, to repress quickly, that you can name, I don't know, like 5 teams in the country, and we are
Yeah.
one of them, so that's why I really love about the program as well.
And I think that I think is a product of a lot of the guys that have come from different countries around that really like they know how to play pretty football and they
Yeah.
know how not only how to play it but how to play it to win. I think that's a whole huge thing though too. I mean, tell me about how that fits in with Coach Scott though too, who I know has been your coach over the last your tenure with UCF. You know, did he realize that this was something that you guys would really be able to implement? Because I know he was. I think this was by the time you came and you played your first season, that I think was only his third season that he was at the helm, if I've got that right.
Mhm. Yeah, sure. I don't really know his numbers, but I just know
Yeah.
this guy, man, he knows the game. You talk to him and sometimes he's giving you instructions and I'm like, Coach, I have no idea what you're saying
Hmm.
because his mind is all the way there and you are still here. So like Coach talking my language because he really knows the game. So like when I came on my visits, and we watch the training and everything, and you see like, wow, they love the ball, they want to repress quick and get the ball back. So like you really get motivated by it. And then me being a Brazilian player, a technical player, you don't like to like kick and run. It's annoying and you don't have the ball as much. Yeah, sometimes you win games, you win tournaments, but like the fun of the game, you don't have it. So yeah, man, it's called all the coaching staff before was Jamie. It was called Paul and Jamie. Now it's called Paul and Austin. Came from Portland, if I'm not wrong.
Yes. Yeah. Portland.
Austin, this team just likes the ball. And as you said, the culture, have French players, Brazilian, Africans from Senegal and Ghana, have players from Israel, obviously the Americans, but like Spanish guys, all the technical guys, man.
Yeah.
The football is really in this team, and I love it.
How much do you think the technical ability has helped you be able to adjust to the physical game? Because I know from what I've been told, a lot of guys who came to play college soccer is that the main difference really is the physical aspect.
Yeah,
I mean, where did that fit in with your style? Was it something that you needed to adjust to? And how
yeah,
much
for
did
sure.
technical ability
Yeah,
help?
for sure. First among Monverde, our team was insane. Insane. It's one of the best teams I've ever seen. If you name the whole, I don't know, 22 guys, everyone is either pro on a D1 place. So our team was crazy.
Yeah.
And then everyone was already a battle in training. We would train like, because to be honest with you, we didn't play high school because we didn't have many Americans. So it was mostly internationals. So it was mostly Brazil, Africa, Spain, and one of Japanese as well. So we couldn't play high school, so we would only play college games, pro teams, or against ourselves, and the best games were against ourselves. Because it was a true war. Everybody kick each other, and after the game we are best friends again.
Mhm.
But yeah, and that made me already prepare a little bit. But yeah, when you come here and you have to hit the gym, you have to work hard. Sometimes you do double session because of the classes and NCAA rules. You cannot train again with the coaches, but then you go on your own, you go to the gym,
Right.
and you have to get stronger and faster. But I would say, yes, I had to adapt, but the technical ability also helps a lot, because when you're a good player and you know the game, you understand it differently, it helps you a lot how to adapt to every style. So,
Yeah. No, I mean, it's fascinating to me, being able to have the experience from a different country and then how well because there's different I mean I have a hard time believing that technical from the South American perspective is different from or no not excuse me the idea of being technical from the South American, the Brazilian perspective is even different from the Argentinian or the European perspective. And how that all ends up gelling together in a particular team is always interesting. I mean, have you found any little difference to where that really comes up, or is it just we're all going to play together, we're going to play to win regardless?
yeah, I think the thing like playing together is the most important one.
Okay.
Sometimes uh, the person is not your best friend off the field, but on the field you have to run for him. You know, if he loses the ball, I'll have to go and defend for him. And the same, the opposites. You know, luckily me and Luke are best friends. You know, so like when he misses chances, I'm killing him, but I have to defend, go and defend for him. You know, because
Right.
I know at the end of the day, like just like Coastal Carolina, for 15, 75 seconds, he'll go and score for us.
Mhm.
You know, it's a guy that needs one chance. If it's not his night, he need two, but he's gonna score one. You know,
Right.
and it's the same. We have a bunch of players: Emmanuel Bam, Clarence. I will not name the whole team, but it's insane. Man. The whole team. The game changers, as I said, the guys who come from the bench. Everyone works so hard in training, you know, and we deserve to be in the place we are today.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I messed up. I messed up not seeing if Luca was around though too. May I should have seen if he could have joined us, but I'll end up asking him a few months from now after he gets drafted. I'm sure he'll end up finding somewhere to go, and we'll have something to talk about with that. But you know, regardless, I want to make sure I'm keeping this about or no, where this ends up going. But I don't want to talk too much about
I
but
got you.
um. You know, so there's one memory I do want to bring up though too. While we talked about your freshman year, I know your first career goal. It's not something that pops up on the stat sheet so much, like with the way that your impact is really felt. But I thought this was, I mean, a goal from 25 yards out. I got a hard time feeling that you ever forget that kind of thing. I mean, I know it was against Temple, but tell me through. I mean, how much do you remember it? Tell me about because was it a free kick as well though too? Like. Tell me about the situation, how that ends up happening, and
Man, I
then
remember every single thing of
oh,
it.
please, I want to hear everything then.
I know it was a free kick. We were winning 2-0 if I'm not wrong. It was at home. We were winning 2-0. The game ended up like 4-0, I think. And then there's a free kick on the right side that Gino Vivi, I don't know if you know him.
Yeah,
Gino
yeah, yeah.
Vivi got a free kick for us. And then he went to the ball when I came and I asked him, Gino, can I take it? And he's like, yeah, take it. And then I put the ball down, and then I saw it was far. But I was like, man, I'm taking this. I don't care. I'm taking this.
Why not? Why not?
I was like, yeah, why not? Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah,
So yeah, when I hit it, and I was like, the ball went up and then it dropped. And I'm like, it might be going. And then
yeah.
when it gets inside, bro, it was the best feeling. Oof, it was
Oh,
the best feeling for me, man. I
yeah.
celebrated, and then I went to the bench to celebrate with the whole team. You know, it was my first goal at UCF in my freshman year. And I was so happy that I had scored. And then it was a nice goal too. You know, sometimes,
Yeah.
yeah, man. But it was very cool. It was very cool. Yeah.
No, I seen the replay. I want to give you the space to talk about it though. Like, I seen that, but I don't. Who am I to be talking about the goals that you scored? That ain't right. But
Yeah, it was a nice one. That was a nice one. Yeah.
and you talked about this a little bit before though too, but what I think has been so key to you being effective on this UCF team has been the consistency. I mean, if it hasn't been every minute in every season, I think you missed 3 minutes in one year and then 2 minutes in another year. But your hallmark has been the consistency, the guy who has just always been around the ball where at whatever point it ends up being, regardless of you have the skill to be a left back to be able to take on someone one on one, but it's become so much of a forefront of you being able to just be a dude who is able. I mean, I don't want to say box a box, but you're able to chase a ball wherever. Tell me about when um you came into realizing that that would have been your role over the longer term of UCF and you know if what kind of growth that ends up entailing for you.
Yeah, I think first when you go here, you want to adapt to the place and see how the system works for you, you know. But yeah, in my freshman year, I missed like 8 minutes. I want to say like 8 minutes, and that
Right,
was the most that I have missed in every season. If I played every minutes or no, I played like missed like 2 or 3 minutes in some games.
right.
But yeah, thank God I never got injured in here. Actually got injured the spring, but nothing, was just my shoulder, but nothing much. You still play the springs. But yeah, To be honest with you, is I'm someone who takes care a lot of care of my body, because I
Mhm.
know that's what I need to play.
Yeah.
So I go to recovery, I do ice bath and everything after games, after training, because I know and the other day I have to play 90 minutes, So yesterday we came back from Coastal and we had a long day of like 2 flights, 2 hours bus drive and everything. We are dead. So today the whole team went to the pool to do a recovery session. Then afterwards I went, got a massage, did the boots, So as someone who takes a lot of care of my body, because as I said, I'm left back, so I have to defend, but I also have the objective to help the team attacking,
Yeah.
and I'm someone who obviously I'll take people 1-on-1, I want to help go into the mirror and help the team build up, but yeah, it has helped me a lot. I think first with the confidence that the coaches give me,
Yeah.
and the freedom to play as well. Anderson, yes, this is the place you are, but if you want to come inside and do this, you can. If you want to go higher, you are more than able to do free kicks, corner kicks, I'm on the ball. So it's a confidence they give. They gave me the captain armband in my sophomore year. It's pretty difficult for you to see it.
Right.
I
Yeah.
didn't start the sophomore year as a captain, but during the season they gave me. So it was me and someone else. So in my sophomore year, I already had the chip of like I'm the captain of the team. I have to, show out, help my teammates and influence others, you know. But I wouldn't say pressure, it's just like things you have to do if you want to be someone, in life, you have to take the responsibility it's more of like an honor, you're like just like I'm the captain of the team my sophomore year, man. Thank you, and I'll do it for you. And then I was just telling you, someone misses a chances or misses the ball, I'll go and track back for you. But I expect nothing less from you. When I
Right.
lose the ball, you better track back for me too, because I'll get tired,
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, man, this team, everyone has helped me so much. The whole staff has helped me so much. The coaches, the advisors, the trainers, everyone, and the teammates, obviously, who I see way more than my family. My family is back in Brazil, so this is my family in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very cool, man. When we are not in the training field, when we're not playing, we're traveling, we are playing on video games with each other. So it's 24/7, So yeah, it's amazing. I just this place, these people here. That's the reason when you asked me before, like why I stayed. All of the like you always have yes, but like the guys make you feel like a home, like a home away from home. Family, as I said before. So yeah, this place is yeah, man.
So when do you, I want to ask, further about the responsibility aspect too. I mean, like, when does this become this idea of realizing, okay, taking care of your body when it's, I mean, not so much that part, but the responsibility of the flexibility and the versatility that you've adapted to, and whether that has been ingrained from you from the coach and you've had to had certain conversations with teammates, or if it's just been a widespread thing that it hasn't been an issue. Um, you know, Regardless of how that comes up, I don't want to speak too much on the team dynamics, but you know,
Yeah,
how do you learn that that is your responsibility and that is just there's no deviation from that? Don't worry about the outside noise that could be coming in, but between these four walls, it's your responsibility 100% of the time. Did it take a minute to really realize that, or was it something that never really was a problem?
I think it comes more from my family. I would say back in Brazil, responsibility. I got it when I was 15 and I was leaving home. And I didn't have my mom to do my laundry anymore. I had to do my own bed. When you are 15 and don't know the English, so you have the responsibility to learn the language. You have the responsibility to learn the culture. And when I was telling you, I forgot to say, like, when I was a month in my first month, my dad would call me every week, every day actually. And my mom is the more emotional one. My dad would hang up the phone and then cry. My mom would cry in front of me.
Yeah.
So like my mom would call me, how are you? How are things? Blah blah. If you want to come home, it's always open, blah blah. It's like, yeah, mom, I'm fine, I'm good. Then I'll hang up and start crying. for like a month. I miss my family, I miss my friends, I miss the food, I miss everything. I don't know the English, I can't communicate with people, so it's very difficult, and that's the responsibility you take, and then I would say the rest is just comes naturally, it's easy, when you get here and then you're doing the thing that you love the most, which is play football. And then if you play football, you're having fun. Then
Mhm.
yes, there's responsibility of like, as you said, talking to people and getting influence others and then train well. But sometimes I can't give my 100%. Sometimes will be my 20%.
Yeah.
But that's my 100%.
Mhm.
It's not the
Yeah.
100% that I have every day, but
Yeah.
sometimes my 100% is not my 100%. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Like,
What you have left in the tank, you're gonna give 100% of that.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I got
So,
you. Yeah.
that's a responsibility. Sometimes you're in a bad mood, you wake up, you're like, oh, I don't want to train today, but you have to get out of there. And as
Mhm.
soon as you enter the gates, you're like a different person. You put a mask and you're like, now I forget every problem I have outside and I'm a football player. So that's a responsibility I had to take since I was young. As I said, 15 years old, live in Brazil without your family is not easy. I don't think a lot of people can do that. But I think the rest, man, I would say it's easy. It's easy.
So how gratifying what was that to have? I mean, I don't know how the draft process ended up going out for you, but to be able to have the call from Colorado to tell them that they wanted you to come into into their organization, how uh, can you even, is there even an ability to put words to that emotion?
I was very nervous, to be honest with you, because one, we had a great season last year,
Mhm.
and they would say a senior, but I was a junior.
Right.
But yeah, a senior playing because it was my fourth season. So I knew I was eligible for the drafts. But then not a lot of people. I didn't go to the showcase, to the MLS showcase. I went in my freshman and my sophomore year, but then last year I didn't go. And then I was like, maybe not. But
Yeah.
then when you're going through the internet and then all the mock drafts
Mhm.
and then all the they put a list of like 5 players in each position who are good and blah blah, like who
Right.
can.
Yeah, yeah,
I was in the list in the soft, so like you get your hopes up, but at the same time, like you don't know.
yeah. No, right.
So yeah, to be honest, I know a lot of people does it like a ceremony. They bring everyone together. They watch it together. I was right here, laying bed, watching alone. Locked my doors. I didn't want anyone to be with me because I knew like if I didn't get drafted, I didn't want a lot of people to be with me. And then it didn't go. So I was like alone. And then first round went through. And the first rounders where they do the live show and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the second round started, and then I think I was 14 the second round maybe. Yeah, and then like on the eighth pick on the second round, they called me. Colorado called me, and then they asked my situation because they knew I had one more year left.
Mhm.
And then they asked my situation and stuff. So we talked a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, we'll let you know." I'm like, okay. And then they didn't call back, but then when it appears Colorado Rapids under Rosa, man, was just whew. It was like scoring my first goal. It was like so much emotions going through. It goes a movie in your head, like everything you went through, like leaving your family. I'll always go back to that one, but like is leaving your family. Every word, every like sweats. Every time that you cried without your family knowing. Everything paid off. So I was like very happy, and then started calling my parents. It was late in Brazil, I think. So like I don't care, they better wake up. And then I called my parents. I started calling them. They were talking to them. They're very excited. My parents couldn't sleep after. I couldn't sleep after you know. And then Colorado called me afterwards, congratulated me, talked to me how the process would be. It's been a great relationship. Like they text me sometimes every other month. I would say they text me, checking on me. Sometimes they come here watch a game or so. They watch every game on ESPN. So it's very grateful to see that like they care as well. That they are watching me, and then we'll see what the future holds, but I'm very excited to go there and show what I can do.
Yeah, and you being able to come back for a year or two. I mean, I've talked to some of the other guys who you'll be joining next year Palmer, all Gunnar Studenoff, guys who got drafted by Colorado and then ended up coming back to the college. I mean, I like that system of regardless of if it's for development or allowing you guys to finish out the college career. I think I like that system that Colorado has certainly implemented. They definitely got a youth movement going on right now, built around these college ballers, I think.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mostly came here because I also it was so close for me to finish my degree that I didn't want
Oh,
to let it go. Like if it was maybe a year ago, my junior year, I mean my sophomore year, I would have left. But I was like so close, and you're like in nursing need like five more classes, and you cannot do online because you're international. So like you might as well just finish one more year, do everything you can, and then play well. So you are the more prepared as you can to go there next year and join them.
No, I mean, and what do you think, from the growth that you've had over the last 5 seasons, the last 5 playing seasons, what do you think are some of the strengths that, maybe don't get appreciated enough from people like me who try to watch every game and look at, all these different players, but maybe this particular skill that you've really developed or this particular thing that has been a hallmark for you. Give me some of the skills that, that I could go into a meeting and I say, hey, I want Anderson to start in this matchup. Here's why.
I would say my defensive work has improved a lot. I was always a attacking left back. Every coach that I play against will put in the scout, he'll bump forward.
Mhm.
And because I have friends in other teams as well. And after we played, they're like, yeah, the scout on you was he'll bump forward. And I know, like, it's not a secret for anyone. I'll go forward,
Mhm.
but I know I have improved, as you said, in these 5 seasons, in these 4 years, I have improved a lot in my defensive ability too. I have, because I know I'm a defender first, then I'm attacker. So, like, yeah, I have improved a lot my 1v1 situation, how to, be always with the line and stuff. I think obviously I have improved as well in the attacking third, but I would say my defensive work is the thing that I have improved the most.
So, and for my final thought that I'm going to bring to you, and then I'll leave it to you for any final things that you want to add. But with what's left in the UCF tournament, the national tournament, which I would bet a lot of money that the Sun Belt tournament is not the last that we're going to see of UCF, regardless of the result. That this team is bound for the national tournament. What can we expect from you and the rest of the Golden Knights the rest of the season?
First off, we are taking every game is the last one, so every game is our final now. We only have one game left for the season, and that's James Madison on Sunday. you know, and then the mentality is that that's the last game of the season. So we playing for everything. Everyone running for each other, everyone defending for each other. It's 90 minutes, whatever it takes. So it's gonna be a great game. James Madison also has a great team, and then we'll see what happens. But then if we qualify, then we have a semifinals, and then that's the last game of the season.
Yeah.
You know, so we're taking every game one by one. Every game is the final. So that's why you can we expect for us from us running the 90 minutes like it's the last game of our lives. Because as I said before, this place has given so much to us, and that's nothing more that we can give it to them than just respecting the jersey we are wearing and running for them as well.
Listen, it's been a pleasure to be able to talk with you. I really appreciate the final insight at the end, and I appreciate your time for this entire interview. Like I said before, I'm a lot of my questions that I was going to ask you, but if there's anything that you want to put out there in the final minutes, I'll give you the space to do that now, my brother.
Oh, Daniel, thank you very much for having me. When you text me, I was like, oh, that's very cool. So thank you very much. As I said, I watched some podcasts before. Uh, Keep doing, man. It's very well. Everybody here knows about it. I told some of the guys today that was going here, and then they said they can't wait to when you release it, people gonna watch it. So thank you very much for having me. And yeah, if you need anything, let me know, and we'll keep in touch, man.
That sounds great. I mean, I really appreciate the kind words, and we do this for you guys. you guys, everyone. I mean, I feel bad that I didn't invite the entire team to come on for the one. We could have went around table for all you guys, but um, no, I mean, we do it for you guys, and we appreciate always, you guys wanting to come on, for us, and you got a supporter in me the rest of the way, 100%.
Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate that, man.
Of
Thank
course,
you so
best of
much.
luck.